What's up, world? This is Arson. Make sure you subscribe to my page, Arson, Arson. I'm going to be doing a little video about the Last Dance, Kobe Bryant, like ritual of kind of the ritual what they're doing right now with all the accolades going to Michael Jordan and also the I should say veneration of Michael Jordan and the 23, the six ritual was going on right now, the red and the black ritual that's going on right now, and the complete uh, dismantling and smothering of the crown chakra and what's going on and what we're being um, injected with, as far as spiritually, what, as far as the supernova Betelgeuse coming down to actually save us, not in the sense of a physical sense, but more of an occult sense and a metaphysical sense. Um, yeah, so just breaking down, Kobe Bryant's career and kind of his legacy on what he left and how detailed he left his legacy and the decision that he absolutely made for who he was, and him knowing in that and knowing that he was he was definitely blessed with a different type of energy and a different power and him understanding that mythology and living that out and unapologetically and with the Mamba mentality, and that's what everybody has. I've seen the energy's been pretty much, especially the conscious. I won't even say the conscious community for the knowers or the Gnostics, the actual knowers. I've seen a direct and an intense focus on what we need to be doing as knowers, and when you know, you know. Just breaking down some numerology for you guys with Kobe with the number eight. You know, the eight and the six, man. And I know I have my name and my birth date, adds up to eight, itself, and in my birth chart, it adds up to eight. You know, and my name adds up to nine. The birth path numbers, the numbers secured by transferring month, date, and year of a person's birth and outstanding events to be experienced. And so, you know, uh, your birth path or the destiny number eight. That's one above the seven. Also, um, eight represents the heaven realm, the detachment of the matrix, because our souls, our spirit is locked down and housed in these physical bodies, and we're controlled by seven chakras. We're controlled. We're in a circle of time with 12 months, and with the seasons and everything like that. And so, Kobe represented that he knew. He represented that heavenly realm, and him dedicating his life to the Lakers, and him understanding the color aspect and the crown chakra aspect of his journey. Um, it absolutely takes a titan to follow through that path of not being fearful of them knowing and you knowing who you truly are. Um, we really can't take back the decisions that we made, or Kobe would have made when he was younger. Everybody knows, and everybody knows what you signed up for as a god, or secret society, or whatever he was involved in, and the boule or whatever. I think it was with the boule that he was signed up and knew that he was taking a path of destruction. And I guess with this consciousness, I mean, the people that holds light and the knowers, the people that know that's conscious, you never until you keep going, inside of this thing, you never know how dangerous it truly are. When you get deep into the information, you truly understand that you have an enemy at hand. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're displaying information, if you have a certain light about yourself. And so definitely he definitely knew what he was doing, especially with the children's books, and as far as adapting the the mythology, the basketball mythology, and him putting storytelling together to actually recondition the minds of the youth first before they get out here and start, becoming what they want to be inside of this matrix. And so, I mean, his whole path was his absolute path. That's my son, man. Um, his absolute path um, was of the invisible race. It was of pure light. And so I follow people's storylines, and I just wanted to kind of like give a broad overview on like his spirit and how he went about things, and how he approached it. He never wanted to be controlled. He ultimately was of a united being as one. Kobe was one with everything, but it's just something that Kobe knew, and as he approached situations, he knew that he was the source of every situation that he wanted to get involved in. That's in story writing, that's in basketball. He needed to be that source. He needed to be number one. And so I wouldn't say everybody say that's an arrogant sense or that's a selfish sense, but when in the aspect of knowing, that if you partner with somebody, or you have a teammate, or you hire a writer, or you hire a producer for a documentary, you're the source. And so with Kobe, with that Mamba mentality, he knew that he was the source of well, he was going to give 210% with everything. He was going to give his all in detail, and to a point where he could get 100% of his vision out, you know. And so that's the only thing with great ideas and how he approached it. I mean, he approached basketball like that. He approached everything like that. And I'm just going through some what separates, what I'm saying, certain niggas. Absolutely, what separates niggas, especially in this consciousness, and ultimately what separates Kobe Bryant from Michael Jordan, and why Kobe, they had to do that ritual on Kobe, to venerate Michael Jordan, to venerate one of their puppets, because Kobe was not a puppet. And me saying that is because one, Kobe Bryant had 5 rings. Jordan had 6, which is rightfully so. Everybody say Mike is better than Kobe. Rightfully so. He has 6 rings, which makes him better. Um, Kobe beat him in scoring. Michael wore 23. 2 times 3 is 6. Kobe wore 24 and 8. So he wore the 8 at first, and then he wore the 24. So 2 times 4 is 8. What separated Kobe Bryant from all these niggas, all of them, I mean, every single last superstar that you can absolutely think of. The difference between Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan is that Kobe Bryant didn't want to have no more association with the National Basketball Association. Don't get it twisted. Not that he did not want to have association with basketball, with his with his alumni, with his peers, Paul George, Kevin Durant, LeBron James. It's not that he wanted to stay away from them, but he didn't want to have any more association with the National Basketball Association. Just think about it. Kobe retired. That's one. Kobe was running a basketball camp, mama camp. That's two. Kobe wrote a documentary. That's three. And then Kobe runs. Well, he's writing children's books. That's four. Um, None of those actions and none of the moves that he made were associated with National Basketball Association. So keep that right there. Michael Jordan, he's the owner of the Charlotte Bobcats. Had to be an owner. He owns Jordan shoe brand. Um, he still has a tie to the National Basketball Association. So he's absolutely has to do business with the National Basketball Association. Shaquille O'Neal, TNT, you're associated with the National Basketball Association. Scottie Pippen, you're an analyst on ESPN. You have to be associated with the National Basketball Association. Tracy McGrady, you're associated. You're an analyst. You Once you finish basketball, you guys got reconnected with the same association that took between 15 to 20 years of your life. Not taken, and I'm not saying that you guys never had a love for basketball, but I'm trying to point out the differences between the eight God and the six God. The eight God knew he understood control. He understood control at levels where others couldn't see the control. They thought that still being associated with this entity was still prolonged, but it was a direct slap in the face for Kobe to not be associated with the National Basketball Association once he got finished with his career, because Kobe, in the midst of his career, made billions of dollars on his verge to be a billionaire. He made billions of dollars. He made billions of dollars with Nike, the National Basketball Association, multiple championships, Olympics, all that stuff, all that great stuff. And ultimately, in detail, describe in different interviews that you don't miss anything about the National Basketball Association. They even have they still have Bill Russell, old ass, as an ambassador for the Boston Celtics, and you still got Danny Ainge as a VP in Phoenix. I mean, or is that's Boston? You still got you got Charles Barkley as a TNT analyst for fucking almost 20 years after he's finished his 20 years career. You've given all. What Kobe Bryant did was absolutely give his all to the NBA, and after he gave his all, it's just a memory. And so when he was telling interviewers that he did not miss the National Basketball Association, it wasn't no hard feelings. It's just that he's putting his direct focus on what he needs to be putting his direct focus on. He's writing Harry Potter like children's books for children's. Harry Potter is all in the occult and metaphysical and training the subconscious mind and magic and things like that. The ritual and the death of Kobe Bryant was you needed to stay in your lane. Like I said, Michael Jordan, owns the Charlotte Bobcats. He's associated with the National Basketball Association. You could think about every other NBA player. You could probably point out a couple players that still, not associated with the National Basketball Association, but a lot of them, they probably not on camera. They're not associated, but they have a lot of side businesses that where where the NBA is involved, and they do camps and stuff like that in the name of like they'll take Steve Nash or something like that, or Grant Hill. Grant Hill's an analyst. He's still associated with the National Basketball Association. And so with the move that Kobe Bryant made was a direct slap in the fucking teeth to the elite. And so, and he did it purposely, and what he was saying is that nobody can control me. Nobody can put me in the box of me just dribbling the ball down the court. He said that in numerous interviews, and so this is what separates the eight God from absolutely every I want to say athlete. I want to say athlete. I might be pushing it. I might be pushing it, but the A God, he Kobe Bryant, he was definitely he came through last night, and he came through. It was just on some mundane shit. He was just we dabbed up. And he said, "Thanks for the post, man, because during all this, the Last Dance, this bullshit that's going on with the, with the Michael Jordan shits, man. Mike is great, man. I played basketball all my life. I've given it up emotionally. I've given it up though. I know the game like the back of my hands. But Mike is great. Kobe Bryant is great. My choice of decision on why I had to separate these two and pit Kobe Bryant as the GOAT of basketball is because of the legacy that he left. It was more revolutionary than anything, because just imagine if Kobe Bryant, imagine if this pandemic happened when Kobe Bryant was, let's say about 5 years ago, when he was on the verge of making the documentaries and started writing children's books. And a little do these players know, they don't know if the league's about to start back up. So I don't know if they're getting paid or whatever. But even if that happened, he was training himself to not be a basketball player no more. Because you know what happens subconsciously when you play basketball all your life? You still have basketball subconsciously in your mind. And the thoughts carry on into normal human behavior or human life. And so that's what's happened to a lot of these retired players. They can't get they can't even get into the next business move, so they end up, going back to the dog kennel of where they came from. You just got done dribbling a leather fucking ball down the court for 20 years, and now you want to talk about it? Of course you have a love for the game, but I would rather watch it. I would rather watch it all day. I would rather speak. I would rather talk about it at a high level with my niggas. Or my loved ones while I'm enjoying retirement. Not sit in a suit again. Gotta be here at this time. Have to do this. I have to report. I have to be in this city for the playoffs on TNT. I have to still keep my weight down for TV. You're still working another 20 fucking years. Kobe Bryant said, "Fuck you niggas." Kobe, the A God, said, "Fuck you niggas, man." And this is what he told me last night. He just gave me a doubt because I put up a Facebook post around when the Last Dance first started, the first episode. I said, Kobe Bean, 8 God Bryant is the best basketball player to ever had lived and to ever do it. I guess I get a couple comments. You're wrong. Nah, man. Mike got it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I know a ritual's going on. They got the red and black. They want to take you down to the root chakra. It's the coronavirus. Corona means crown. Crown represents purple. Purple is the color of the Lakers. COVID-19. COVID means Kobe. you connect all these dots and you see rituals going on. They have so many episodes of The Last Dance to keep you intact. And as soon as you get done with this ritual, watch, as soon as you get done with these episodes of The Last Dance, you're seeing all this red and black, and you're praising the sixth guy, you're praising this Michael Jordan. This nigga owned prisons, bro. He owned prisons where your niggas at. He has stocks in prisons where your cousin or your father is, or your mother, or your auntie, or your husband. He owns prisons. He just another slave. And you give these men his accolades. That's why they're doing it right now. They have you in a trance. And you get caught up in a high. I get caught up in a high list of MJ. That motherfucker's great, man. He's another god. I'm not talking about MJ. I'm talking about the motherfucker that controls the narrative right now. That chose The Last Dance to be played during this time of coronavirus season. While your ass is locked up in the house, you're forced to watch The Last Dance. And to ultimately, this is the block out. This ritual with The Last Dance with the Chicago Bulls, with number 23, Michael Jordan, the red and black, is to totally block out what you know about the eight God and to eliminate that crown, that glow, that crown where we need to be. The seventh chakra. We need to be on the number 7 level instead of the 6. Yeah. And so, I just want to read some notes, man, of, it said something about some decision making, man. Let's do some occult notes that I took, man. So I'll just read this note, man. This comes out of, I think this is Libra Psychonaut, Introduction to Chaos Magic. If you got that book, you can buy it online. I think the author name is Peter Carroll. And it says, there is nothing wrong with being elite or having real secrets as such, but most cults rely heavily on artificial elites and made up secrecies as a means of enticement and control. So, me saying that, I want to read the last sentence again, or the last couple words. I'm going to read it again. There is nothing wrong with being elite or having real secrets as such, but most cults rely heavily on artificial elites and made up secrecies as a means of enticement or control. Kobe Bryant is with the real elite now. I believe he traveled last night. He's like, if you study this shit, you know that energy never dies. You know that energy never dies. So as far as his physical body being dead, I don't know. Because niggas don't die. Like, I don't know. His physical body might be still alive. And he just channeled the energy last night. Or the physical body is dead, which is going to die anyway. And he channeled the same energy. What I'm saying is about this is that he made a decision to fuck with the real elite. He made a conscious decision to fuck with the real elites. That's what the eight God did. He this is what he did when he retired. Check his timeline. He had Mamba Camp. He write books. That's all he did. And he had Kobe Bryant shoe. That's residual income. The books is residual income. And the mama camp is consistent income because everybody wants to join. None of those three have anything to do with the National Basketball Association. Every other athlete has to, or they're going to, be connected with the association that magnified their talent. That'd be NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB. They go right back to their dog kennel. They don't go off into the fucking sunset. You know, they don't go off into the fucking sunset. I just been studying this shit. You know, A-Rod, he's with Jennifer Lopez. A-Rod, the baseball player. It's just like you're in front of a camera you're in front of a camera every other week. You're still in entertainment. You still have to keep this thing going. You still have to worry about the size and stuff like that. Those you think like really? Of course, everybody wants to be healthy and stuff, but you still have to do that. Tracy McGrady still has to watch his weight. You can't get fat on TV. You know, not that saying that you want to get fat, but it's a certain way you still have to look. You know, if Tracy McGrady working as an ESPN analyst, you still have to watch your weight. Paul Pierce, you still have to watch. Jalen Rose, you still have to watch your weight. You can't get on there any type of way. This is the control they have over you niggas. But subconsciously though, because you followed another basketball player, or you just thought you normally thought that would just be the right idea to do something after basketball. I'm not saying it's not an honest wage or there's something wrong with what you're doing, but it's absolutely something wrong with what you're doing. Yeah, it becomes a pattern, you know. It becomes a pattern to go back to the dog feces where we came from. It's just a certain we feel comfortable under masters formula of how you get paid. What Kobe Bryant understood that independently he can make that same amount and still take care of his family. His family's already taken care of. It was just the next mission in mind that burnt in his soul. You know, that what he wanted to attack. You know, this nigga won an Oscar, dog, on some straight humbug documentary shit. It's just something that he wanted to do. You have to follow people's timeline, man. You got to follow the paper trail, or follow where the paper trail disconnects at. Because that's what I did. That's all I did with Kobe Bryant. I followed the paper trail of where it disconnects at. Nipsey did the same thing. He was doing partnerships with people, knowing that independently that was the best option for him. And Nipsey comes through too. Nipsey came through. He came through a week after he passed. You know, he was like, man, the hustler is dead. The hustler is dead. The hustler's dead. I was telling my wife this a whole year ago after Nipsey had passed. This was a year ago. The hustler is dead. It's about developing systems. Inside you have so many fucking worlds inside of you. You have to unlock them. And you have to develop systems for this world that add on, you know. Financial freedom isn't the prime priority. It never was. If you're an enlightened being, you know that's not it. But to ultimately use your alkalized, melanated melanin to execute earthly things is magic in itself. This is what we're looking for, results anyway. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. You trying to put your shoe on?
No.
You want to take them off?
No.
And so there's nothing new under the sun. Um, we just act like it is. You know, a part of this consciousness is, as they say in Gnostic texts, is acquaintance. It's a spiritual acquaintance. You have acquaintance with something. We just can't touch it, but we have the acquaintance of knowing. And in the midst of that acquaintance, we have we ultimately have this intellect. We ultimately we're blessed with this intellect to articulate what's going on inside. Most people don't have the spiritual fortitude to articulate what's going on in the inner universe, to put it in simple words for people to follow. That's from the ancestors, that's from the source, as they should say. That comes from the source. Some people abuse it. Some use it for mainstream. You know, able to say a, to actually magnify a whole lot of nothing. Some people are gifted in saying a whole bunch of shit that don't mean shit. You know, and make it sound good so you can follow them. You know, don't follow nobody. Don't follow me. Don't follow absolutely nobody but your own instincts. Now, there's people on here, and there's energies out here that can tell you how to harness your own energy, and that's ultimately what you want. You want to have somebody, you know, teach you how to harness your own energy, and that's what Kobe Bryant represented. He represented he represented a aeon. He absolutely represented an aeon of what he wanted to do with this mythology and this narrative on how you see us. You know, that's a matter. And so he created an aeon on how he wanted to how he wanted to recondition the subconscious mind, and he wanted to do that through children's books and storytelling, and and so I just thought that was just, you know, that's just some beautiful shit, you know, especially if you are a knower, man. It's just like, it felt like when that nigga died, like, it felt like I lost a brother, man. It just felt different. It felt the same way when Pac died. It's like when that light leaves, or when that light gets transmuted. When that light gets transmuted, you feel some type of way. You feel not even, I won't even say a disconnection. Now you feel like that motherfucker jumped inside of you and just moving around because you felt the connection with the nigga when he was here. You know, and so it was just devastating. Nigga, I'm not here to promote fear or sorrow or anything like that. I'm giving you what I felt in the whole situation and how this whole ritual is going on. But you know, when you recognize ritual, when you recognize time, and when you recognize what's going on, you know, you maneuver, then you shift your consciousness to another frequency. You know, you shift your thoughts to what you know where your thoughts need to be. You know, and that's ultimately how you can deter a ritual. You know, and you know, and soon, you know, I think the last episode is when they're supposed to open the world back up or whatever. You know, so it's all ritual. You know, it's called the last dance. You know what I'm saying? And with all this corona stuff going on and stuff like that, man, it's, you know, it's crazy. That's some more shit, man. And basically, these are some. I got some old notes, but it's so relevant to this lecture or this video right now, and to like kind of harnessing that energy. There's some details on how to kind of like get started and try to harness that eight God energy, that Kobe, that Mamba mentality. And so, I mean, Mamba mentality is propagated and is directed as a um, one one thing focus. You know, it's just like have one thing, execute that one thing to its highest possible extent, even if that's a step. So if that one thing has 7 steps or 5 steps, number one has to be executed with the most intense focus and execution and melanated perfection as you can get it. You know, get through it, go through complete steps, and then your results show where you need to brush up at. Um, write down things that inspire you and the things that you want in the universe to take. You know what I'm saying? And the things that you want the universe to take care of for you. You know, kind of write those things down. You know, see the world with fresher new eyes. You know, with fresh eyes. Imagine that you just landed, landing on Earth. You know, for the first time. You know, kind of imagine that you landed on Earth for the first time, and with that, it could be, when you imagine that, it could be so many emotions going on because it's an unfamiliar environment, you know, and I think the mama mentality is it's an unfamiliar environment because of so many multi things that's going on and so many distractions, and us not utilizing all these platforms that everybody has a platform. You know, if I can talk to a camera, or if I can relay a message either through audio or visual, I have a platform. And so what people now are doing with their platforms is it's all related to, 1 and 3 chakras. It's nothing. We're not using this platform to expand or to expand consciousness, or to just to make everybody aware. We're not doing those things. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing anything to innovate. you know Ultimately, my main intention is, especially for this video, is to get the ritual out there, man. That's all. It's complete ritual what's going on, and if you can catch the ritual of what's going on, you're you know you're halfway down the court. And so see the world with fresh eyes. Imagine that you just landed to Earth. You being in an unfamiliar place, you just landed on Earth. Now you have a singular focus. What do I need to do to sustain life? Watch After Earth with Will Smith and Jaden Smith. Watch After Earth. After Earth. You that shit almost made me cry the last time, man. Because I got sons also, and I have a blueprint on the path, or the journey that they're on. I have a blueprint, and some may say that that's programming, but it's just my blueprint. I'm the God in the situation. I'm the God in the situation, so I have to. I have to put them on a human path to ultimately, teach them and guide them to these, to these worlds. It's up to them though. They have free choice. I don't know what the fuck they gonna do with their life, man. And I didn't gave it up. It's not something that I hold on to as far as like what my children are gonna be in this lifetime. But imagine that you just landed on Earth, man. See the world with fresh new eyes. Choose something that you would like to change about your life. Um, do the remember when game. Begin to visualize your life with this change in the now. Begin to visualize your life with this change in this now. Put yourself directly in the scene of this new life. Imagine you are talking with a friend. Tell a friend how you remember the way your life used to be before this change happened. Recall it as something from the past. Using the remember when technique can quickly shift your mindset into a better place. Um, these are direct, directions on how you can get to that place of singular focus. Once you get to that place of singular focus, because now it says begin to visualize your life with this change now. Choose something that you would like to change about your life. Begin to visualize your life with this change in now. Put yourself directly in the scene of the new life. Now you're starting to imagine. You're starting to go into the astral world to redirect it so it can manifest physically. That's all you're doing. Um, the subconscious mind does not know the difference between something real and something imagined. The subconscious mind does not know the difference between something real and something imagined. And so, get in charge of your vibrations with your intentions. In order to send out vibrations that match your intentions, your mind must believe in the power to create those intentions. Because some people don't have pure intentions and they don't even know how to get pure intentions. It says in order to send out vibrations that match your intentions, your mind must believe in the power to create those intentions. So it's your belief. It's how convinced you are. You're not convinced that this shit is going to change, your life. And so when you approach, metaphysical teachings or videos like this, or when you approach occult science, your power of belief is vague, is blocked. And so once your power of belief is blocked, you can't get through. Your manifestation can't get through. You have to be so convinced that this thing is going to work. Rather, if you're doing it wrong, or if you, didn't burn the right candle, or, or any action you take magically, if you don't believe that this is not going to work. It's not. It's not. Thanks. Fuck. It was talking about how the mineral world is. Is it in these? Just bear with me for a second, man. Anyway, it was saying that it was in one of my notes. It was in one of my notes. Anyway, they were saying, I think it was in, I think it's still in the Peter Carroll, the Liber Psychonauts. Introduction to Chaos Magic, they were saying that that the mineral is highly used, but it's ultimately the heart of the person that took over an aeon. It actually took over an aeon, and those actual minerals or wasn't used for a magical connection. We're starting to get back to that. We're starting to buy opals and argite and all these crystals and and herbs and oils and stuff like that. Just getting back to our reconnection, our oneness with everything. And so I was looking for those notes, man, but yeah, man, it's a direct ritual on what's going on with Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan right now, and what the media, the beast, the hidden hand is actually got everybody so hyped up, man, and reliving those moments with Jordan. Like, everybody saw that shit already. All they did was get a little closer. They built it up to this point. They build that. They've been had this footage. They've magnified certain areas of the documentary and what they wanted y'all to truly pay attention to. I've been trying to find Kobe's documentary that Spike Lee did with them doing work, man. If somebody has that or can give me a resource, I checked online. I can't find it. It's called Doing Work, and I think it's directed by Spike Lee. But it's a Kobe Bryant documentary. I love to see that. I seen previews back in the day, but I never peeped it. I would love to see that shit. It's called Doing Work. And so, what do people always say all the time? You got to do the work. What about this occult science? What is the main factor that you cannot get away from? It's doing the work. You cannot get away from not doing the work. It's an enjoyment for me right now to study. It's just like I had to buy a bigger bookshelf. Actually, the bookshelf is going right in front of this door right here, and so this is my living room. So the bookshelf is gonna be, it's gonna be going right above that door, and just right in front of that door. And so I got a new bookshelf coming up, man. Not to brag or anything like that, but I love information, man. I ain't gonna say I love reading because I don't love reading, man. It's like I don't love reading no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I love researching. I love digging in. I love source referencing. I love trying to prove a point to myself. You know what I'm saying? I love getting the answer right within. You know what I'm saying? I don't like going through information and you get stuck with some finagle and shit. This is the way that I study. I'm an avid student of just you know of just researching and digging. That's I believe that's a gift from the unseen. Also, that's a gift from the unseen. It's purely my energy, but it's a gift. You know, from the unseen and like I said, man, Kobe was an energy that actually a power. I ain't gonna say a force. He was a power to actually be reckoned with. They had to kill this nigga, man. You can't get away. It's just certain things in this matrix. If you study Greek mythology, if you study Gnosticism, that you know there's a direct enemy, and there's direct angels and gods that's absolutely against you. And when you find out that you're the source and that you're the power, and that those powers don't rule over you no more, and based off of who he was and what he was trying to do with his life, he was a direct spotlight into trying to crumble the matrix of this beast that we gotta pass. He even talked about the children's cartoon. He's like, man, why they got all these fucking animals in these cartoons? He's like, why don't they have regular people? You know, like what's the whole deal with with animal figures and kids learning, you know, and so uh, it was just a pleasure to watch the guy, do his work and to work his way up from something, to enter the NBA and to have that vision and to learn and to ultimately learn who he truly was. That's priceless. And that's through any journey, man. That's whatever you're doing, man. This is a sacrificial life that we chosen. And it's nothing to fear but fear itself. It's a it's a hearing, it's a knowing, it's a seeing, it's a smelling, it's a ultimately, it's a transformation. It's a cognitive transformation. you know and once you choose, you know once you choose this life, of Gnostics, of being a Gnostic. It really, there is no limitation to the heights of difficulty that you will go through. It's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Kobe told Tracy McGrady he wanted to go out in the blaze of glory. He said, I can't go out regular. I just can't. Okay. All right. We're gonna get some cereal. Okay. Get some cereal. Some bread. So, man, my son saying he's hungry, man. He's been chilling with me all day, We in quarantine. Like I said, man, make sure you subscribe to my page, Arson, Arson. I am a cultist. I am a cult teacher. I am a just a regular nigga, basically. Listen, fine. You don't listen, that's cool. But yeah, it's a direct ritual with Kobe, Bean, Bryant, and the eight God. The last dance, my ass. It's just not even emotional shots towards Michael Jordan. I just know the ritual, what's going on. Once you know what's going on, you can, point it out for, the people that want to be informed and not get caught up into, the blind ritual of these things. I'm not into blind rituals. I'm not into following the crowd. I'm not into. Just agreeing because everybody agrees. Okay, come on. All right, I'm signing off, man. Some good books for you. Okay, I'm finna come, man. I'm finna go right now. Let's go. Okay, go in the kitchen. All right. Some good books to get, man. Gnostic Scripture by Benton Layton. Good shit right here, dog. Elves, Cyclopedia of the Elves, Goblins, and Other Creatures by Pierre Dubai. Great book, man. Great fucking book, man. Science of Love. Dude, don't get this book if you're not ready to read this shit. If you're not ready for love, if you're not ready to study, if you're not ready to study love, I wouldn't recommend you opening this book. Especially if you have a pure intent, you know what I'm saying? Just knowing. If you're not ready, don't get this book. Couple books, man. I'm signing off. Make sure you subscribe to my page, Arson. Peace. Son's tripping like a motherfucker.